Hello, welcome to Notable Approvals Live. I am attorney Amanda Shaffer. Today we have another uplifting case to tell you about. If you caught our Notable Approval Live on Tuesday, you would know that next week on Thursday, September 3rd at 9 p.m., we will be having a live Q&A discussion on I-751s or petition to remove conditions on residency. So in light of that, I have another exciting I-751 case to talk about today. This client is a native and was a citizen of Jamaica. She married a U.S. citizen in 2011, and her husband filed for her green card and for her son as a dependent. And in 2012, they both became conditional residents. And prior to the marriage, there were some red flags. Her husband was very controlling, very jealous, but there was nothing that really set off an alarm to her. Unfortunately, in 2013, he began to be physically abusive. And she went through a cycle of him accusing her falsely of cheating on him, and then her trying to avoid him. She would go to work, and instead of going home, she would go to a Dunkin' Donuts that was open 24/7, wait there, and then go back to work. She was terrified of him. But despite all of this, they were still together. And as unfortunately is often the case in abusive relationships, and in 2014, she jointly filed an I-751 petition with him, and her son did so as well. And the abuse, though, unfortunately continued into 2015. So she went to the family court and filed a family offense petition to get an order of protection or restraining order. He then cross-petitioned and filed a family offense petition against her, which we see many, many times, unfortunately, because the abuser tries to act like the victim. What ended up happening was both cases were dismissed because no one showed up to court. My client had to work and couldn't go. They're dismissed without prejudice, so you could literally file the next day. But she had to make sure that she could go to court or there was no point. So then in June of 2015, the I-751 was denied, but her husband hid the notice from her. So not only was it denied, but she was placed into removal proceedings, and the same with her son. She didn't find out until the end of, 2015, that it was actually denied. In September of 2015, she went back to the family court, filed another family offense petition, and she then hired us, and we represented her in both the family case and in the immigration case. We got her the order of protection against him. Then we filed a self-petition for her and her son, a self-petition I-751 based on a marriage that was entered into good faith, but that during the marriage, she was subjected to extreme cruelty and battery. And that was approved in 2017, but her and her son's was too, but they were both in removal proceedings. So we then had to file a motion to terminate. That was granted. And then my client at that point was already eligible to file for naturalization, because even if you're not a permanent resident yet for 5 years, if you are married to a U.S. citizen, and that's how you got your conditional green card, but were subject to abuse, then you only have to wait the 3 years that you would have if you were still married and living with the person. So she applied for naturalization, and this year she became a citizen. And her son is just waiting for his naturalization interview. And this was a long case where there was a lot of moving parts, a lot of different things going on. And we were really so happy for her that she was able to finally get out of that abusive relationship, move on with her life, and now she's a happy U.S. citizen. That is all for Notable Approvals Live. Don't forget to tune in next week, Thursday, September 3rd at 9 p.m., where we will be having a Q&A discussion on I-751s. Thanks for watching.